I'm now live on Instagram for the first time ever. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Why aren't there any questions yet? Aren't you going to bombard me with questions? Oh, anyway, hi, I'm Lauren Blakely, and I am taking over the live of my own Instagram for the first time ever, and you might be wondering why I am here. Well, I'm here because I was actually invited to do a live with somebody else later this week, and I was like, I don't really know how that works. I think I'm going to have to figure it out and test it out. So my husband showed me how it worked. That's very sexy. Mr. Blakely. Hi, from Costa Rica. Did you have a good Father's Day, Mr. Blakely? Can you speak on camera? Okay. What made your Father's Day so good?
Spent quality time with Mrs. Blakely, and the children were happy doing other things.
Yes, exactly. So I asked Mr. Blakely to show me how a live works, and he made it seem so easy that he convinced me that I just had to roll out of bed for my afternoon nap looking like this. I have a teenage daughter. She's 16, so when I told her that I was going to be high in the Dominican Republic, high in Spain, I didn't know I had so many friends from all over the world. This is so exciting. So when I told her I was going to do an Instagram live, of course, she said, well, I will help you look better. Yeah. So she picked out, she's my dresser, my stylist. That's a great thing about teenage girls. She chose my fabulous t-shirt. It's like, you need a necklace. It should have a little pop of color. If you're wearing a V-neck, you need to make sure you've got some kind of cute little necklace on. Oh, that one's perfect because there's a tiny bit of color, but it just accentuates, goes down like that. This is my dog Flipper Blakely, and that's Violet Blakely. Well, you probably can't see her. She's going down in the yard right now. So yeah, so I wanted to, hello in Canada. So I wanted to test out how this whole technology thing works. So I thought I would just, that Blossom and I would, well, thank you, Elena. That Blossom and I, and Flipper Blakely and I would answer some questions, if anyone has any, and if no one has any, I'm going to be really, really sad. So hopefully you'll all have questions. That's Blossom. She can levitate in front of the camera at any time, so you can see more of her hair. I'll take Blossom. Oh, Blossom getting naked. How about that? Normally she wears a collar, but Mr. Blakely just took it off. What motivates my writing? Oh, that's a good question. I guess I have voices in my head. I have lots of characters up here that insist on their stories being told. So that keeps me really, really busy. Just, thinking about what their stories are and what their romances are going to be and what I can do for them. Do I do signed books ever? Sometimes I do them on my website. And I might do it again. What kind of dog is Blossom? We had her DNA tested, and it said she was the world's most adorable dog. She's, I think, a Chihuahua, maybe Terrier type of mix. She's 6 pounds. Oh my God, isn't she just the cutest little thing? And look, this is one of my favorite features of Blossom. Do you see this? She has like white tips on this paw. What is my favorite trope to write? I love friends to lovers. That is such a fun one to write because I just love that. I think it's such an authentic conflict. It's if you've been friends with somebody, what does that mean if those feelings start to intensify and are you willing to risk the friendship? So I definitely think that is a great one that I've done a lot. I also really enjoy the fake romance trope and just kind of thinking about why somebody might actually need a fake romance. Does Mr. Blakely, Devlin asked if Mr. Blakely reads my books. Do you read my books, Mr. Blakely?
I am always reading your books.
That's all he reads. He's not allowed to read anything else. He often does some audiobook proofing for me, checks the audiobook files, so he actually knows pretty much all of the narrators. He'll come in afterwards and be like, that Sebastian York sounded really good, or Jason's got a really deep voice. Oh my God, when he first heard Vanessa Edwin, he came in my office and was like, and who was that? I know, she's fabulous, isn't she? Can I speak any other language? No, I wish I could, which is why I give that trait to my characters a lot. A lot of them can speak other languages because I wish I could. So sometimes I'll just give them traits that I wish I have, like playing musical instruments.
The ability to fly.
Singing, something I definitely cannot do. I can't speak any other languages. Okay, so I think somebody asked a question. What was my favorite book to write, and who was my favorite character? So hold on, I have to put Blossom's clothes back on. My favorite character, I love them all in different ways. Generally speaking, I would say my favorite character would be, Inspector Poirot from Asking for a Friend. Does anybody remember what type of dog Inspector Poirot is? Hint. Inspector Poirot is based on this guy on Flipper. And I love, I say I love the dog characters. I actually have a cat in an upcoming book. I have a cat in the Virgin Replay. The heroine has, what is my least favorite book? Some people in my Lauren Blakely's Lovelies, that's my Facebook group, know what my least favorite book of mine is. I'll let them chime in if they feel like it. Okay, so in my upcoming book, The Virgin Replay, which comes out, I think in October, the heroine has a really fluffy black and white cat named Tom, who's based on a cat that we recently joined our family. Although the cat that recently joined our family is female. Not that it matters. She has a boy cat. Which also means I'm going to have another catalog. Do you know what a catalog is? That's what a cat narrates an epilogue in one of my books. So the Virgin Replay is going to have a catalog. I'm really excited because I have a new narrator to me, not to you. A lot of you will probably have heard his work before. I'm not going to pre-announce it. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. If enough people ask, I might be convinced to tell you randomly tonight. Why not? Who is narrating the cat in the catalog? Somebody said she loves when people have pet. I know. I love writing pet characters. Reading with Amy, love that in the What If Guy. Wasn't that fun? And then I got Santino Fontana to narrate the cat. Oh, here's another dog who inspires characters in my book. Hey, did you guys read or listen to How to Get Lucky? Now, it was primarily in the hero's point of view with some text messages from the heroine, and the hero had a pit bull. But the heroine also had a dog. Does anybody remember the heroine's dog? Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy was based on this dog, Gigi McDoodle. She is a blonde, mostly Chihuahua type of dog. What does Gigi have in her mouth? It's just, I'm wondering. Gigi has a cat toy in her mouth. She's not even going to play with the cat toy. She just basically likes to hold it. She does this thing where she guards toys. So she will find a silly, ridiculous little toy and just hold on to it so nobody else can have it. How many dogs do I have? I have 5 dogs. Yeah, that was really important. I know that was super important to use my fingers to indicate how many dogs I have. I have 4 small dogs and 1 kind of medium, maybe slightly large dog. Violet, are you going to come out here? I have dogs in some upcoming books. I have one of the characters in the Bromance Zone has a dog. I'm trying to think what I've written recently. Hi, Kelly in Rhode Island. I'm trying to think what I've written recently that has more pet characters. I don't ever write epilogues from the dog's point of view. Do you guys want to know why? You want to know my deep secret about dogs versus cats? Dogs are just too nice and too sweet to write from their point of view. Like, everything's fabulous if you're a dog. I actually got Mr. Blakely for Father's Day. I got him an apron that says, dogs, because everything is exciting to dogs. That's the thing about dogs. Like, everything is great. Everything is fabulous. They're loyal. They're unconditional. They're wonderful. I feel like cats just have, like, so much innate conflict within them, right? Like, there's another dog coming to join me in just a minute. Cats have so much innate personality conflict. VR Rose asks, what's my personal favorite kind of read? I love a good forbidden romance, definitely. That is a lot of fun. I have to say, I really do get into, like, the occasional, I don't think I would ever write it, but I do get into, like, the occasional sexy older woman, younger guy romance. I am just finishing The Pool Boy by Nikki Sloan, which I'm really enjoying. It's very sexy, really, really well done. And there's just something like, like yummy exciting about that whole. I think she's 40-ish and he's 24 or something. It's really great. Do I have any signings coming soon? I don't have any signings coming soon. Morgan cats just say who cares. I know, right? They just like they have so much going on inside of them because they're I mean, cats are kind of assholes. And I say that as somebody who has cats. Like I've always had cats. I mean that with like great affection and respect for the seriously douchey nature of a cat. Like they can really be total jerks. And that's part of what makes them so fascinating. It's part of why they are great characters to write about, because I just feel like there's so much, when you try to get inside their head and write from the catalog point of view, there's just so much in there to potentially mine for a character. Yeah, a lot of people are allergic to cats. My kids have 2 friends over. Each of them has a friend in town right now, and both their friends are allergic to cats, but so they're hanging out at our house and they're allergic to cats. Dogs have owners and cats have stuff. I know, it's so true. Oh, okay, so the book signings. Am I doing any book signings? So no, my friend Kim Lorraine is trying to convince me, Kim, if you're on there, is trying to convince me to do a book signing. We'll see. I'll see if she's effective at that at all. How do I research MM stories? Carse asks. Now, what do you mean, like the sexy scenes, or just like understand the mentality of a gay man? So I'm just gonna kind of like tackle all of that. I read a lot of MM. I always have. For like the last 7 or 8 years, I've definitely read a lot in the genre. So I felt like I was kind of a student in a way of. It's not even really a genre. I was kind of a student of gay romance before I took my first foray into writing it, and I think that definitely helped. Like and listening, I listen to audiobooks in the genre as well. As for the sexy scenes, I mean, like I am married to a man, I am attracted to a man, so it's like that is very easy for me to channel and tap into, and there are plenty of things that 2 guys do that we can do. And porn. Seriously, like that helps. It's like, oh, that's how that works. Okay, I get it. Like that position's great. Oh, I totally understand. But that's just for the sexy scenes. I mean, for everything else, I think it's just really a matter of understanding people and understanding characters. That's purely, like I said, purely for the sexy scenes. But I have definitely been listening to podcasts that are hosted by LGBTQ people in the LGBTQ community about LGBTQ dating, just to make sure like I understand and I'm researching fully what some of the things are that people in the community are thinking about, what some of their concerns are, issues, dating backgrounds, things like that. That has helped me a lot. The podcast G&G is one that I listen to, and that definitely, it's hosted by a gay man, has definitely helped me understand his perspective and the perspective of the guests that he brings onto the show, as well as just like reading articles, listening, paying attention. I have sensitivity readers who identify as gay. That helps. So yeah, I try to do well extra research. Bel Cemental asks, how do I choose my narrators? That is a good question. It's something I kind of obsess over. Hold on, I need a sip of my tea. My evening tea. I drink tea pretty much all day long. Probably drink it like 3 in the morning. I really try to find just the right narrator for the character. I have all my narrators booked through my books for the end of the year. I have Zachary Weber is actually going into the studio this week and is recording something for me. I'm really excited about that. I love his narration. He's on a number of my books, and I think he does a great job. And the title that he's narrating, which I haven't announced yet, is something that I planned for him for a while and knew that he'd be the ideal narrator for. Just because, yeah, this is my shady smug, but it's got it's like little streaks on the side or something, but it still works just fine. And I just knew the character's a single dad. He's just so charming and outgoing and confident, and just really, I just knew. I was like, this is Zachary. He's going to be so great for that. I'm in the process of planning and plotting a British hero sometime early next year. So Shane, it's like a natural choice for that. And I just really try to make sure that the traits that the character has, I think, are things that Kelly, I'll get back to you in a minute on the eating question, are traits that I think the narrator can embody. I mean, Teddy Hamilton has been doing a lot of books for me. He's so good at so many things. I think he's really great at sort of capturing just like this real authenticity, kind of like an everyman type of quality about him. Oh, yeah, Zach's little kid voices are great. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And the character has a daughter, a 6-year-old daughter. Like, oh, the scenes with the dad and daughter just like melt my heart every single time. Kelly asked if there's anything I could share on the upcoming Eden story, and that is a short novella that I wrote for Joe Arden and Shane East, and they are going into the studio, I think, July 11th, 12th, if memory serves. And John, female narrators, I'll get right back to that. And it's super sexy. I was working on another story in my baseball world and was kind of inspired with some side characters. So I think it's just going to be everything that those guys do really, really well with their respective characters that they're going to be playing. And it's probably going to be initially released in another audiobook. And they're going to be great. They're just going to be great together. And it's super hot. So that was really fun to write. I was just like, it's just boom. Like, it's a story that just like, it has a great meet cute. I love the meet cute. It's so fun and very modern. And it just like takes off like a shot. It's like a lot of spark and chemistry and energy. Female narrators, how do I choose female narrators? I mean, it's really the same thing. Like, who do I think is going to be right for the part? I have a book that I'm going to be working on for next year. Sorry, there's like a gnat or something. Hi, Brittany. And I don't yet really know the woman. I kind of know what the trope is and what she's going to be going through in her situation. And I know when I get a little bit closer that I'll probably be choosing between Erin Mallon or Vanessa Edwin, just kind of thinking about like who really encapsulates the woman. I love both of them. I love Andy Arndt. I've got some new female narrators on some upcoming projects later this year. Sorry, excuse me. Somebody asked if I would ever use Joel Leslie. If he's right for a part, absolutely. I'm totally open to, to working with anyone that is right for a part. VR Rose asks, who are some of my favorite authors? I've been reading everything Rachel Reed has written in romance, hockey romance. I think she is really fantastic. I love her. Serena Bowen, I've kind of obsessed with. I'm kind of obsessed with her writing. I've read a ton of her books, and I just love her. I think she just like captures everything I want, just heat and heart, and emotions and authenticity. I think she's really great. Melanie Harlow is fantastic. Kennedy Ryan is amazing. When is Mr. Blakely going to narrate one of my books? Oh, they're waiting for you.
Me too.
Are you thinking about doing that? I feel like. Did you know that Mr. Blakely? Does anybody know Mr. Blakely had a cameo in Instant Gratification?
Mr. Blakely didn't know he was going to have a cameo.
He didn't know. And he called him into the room. And she was like, "Hey, could you read this line?" And he read it, and the line is, "Here's your drink." And then they told him, like, okay, that's going in the finished audiobook. I believe John is asking if I have any multicasts coming up. I actually just started planning a duet production this weekend. I've got some emails out to a couple of the narrators, so we'll see. Sometimes my duets turn into multicast productions, so we'll see. It might be a duet, might wind up being a multicast, but I'm definitely planning a duet, so hoping that all comes together. What tropes do I like to read? Rom-com, bullies, suspense. I love romantic comedy. Janet Aston has a new book coming out soon, which I think is going to be fantastic. I think it's the next Mrs. Russo. She's really, really great. Although sometimes I do wait and listen to her in audio because Erin Mallon narrates most of her books, and Erin Mallon and Janet Aston are just like one of those perfect combinations of author and narrator, and they just sound amazing together. I, like I said, also do love to read kind of like a sexy forbidden romance. Oh, something that I've read recently that is really, really good is The Dating Season by Laura Lynn Page and Katie McGee. I am so into that. It kind of reminds me of this HBO show, Love Life, that Anna Kendrick did. And it's all about Chloe and her dating forays. It's hilarious. So that's another thing that I have been enjoying. I'm like picturing my Kindle, and right now it's kind of just full of like my own documents and me sending things to myself to check it. Like, wait, does this open? Does this file open in the right place? And I listen to a lot of audiobooks too, as many of you probably know. And I listened to a lot of celebrity memoirs. They're kind of fun as like a little palate cleanser. I just finished A Very Punchable Face by Colin Jost. I really enjoy comedian memoirs especially. And before then, I had listened to Anna Kendrick's audiobook for Scrappy Little Nobody. That was really good. She's terrific. I love her. How many books have I written now? I think 80-ish, somewhere around then. I kind of lost count, but yeah, that's where I think it's at. So probably get to 100, I hope. Some point, in the next few months. I'm probably going to wrap this up soon so that I don't overstay my welcome. Have I read anything by Colleen Hoover? I think I read Hopeless right around when it first came out. I'm pretty sure that I did. She's terrific. Oh, he wants to come out. Hold on, I'm gonna have Flipper join in. Yeah, he's gonna join in for an important question. Come here. Come here, darling. Come
Enemy dogs outside.
What?
Enemy
I
dog.
know. Okay. So, I have Flipper and Ruby. I'm going to go back to that Blake Lockhart question in just a second. So this is Flipper and this is Ruby. And a lot of times when we are out walking, people will say to us, "Are they twins?" So that's the nickname for this group of dogs that we have in this house. We just call them the twins. They're not. He's actually 5 years older. But it's funny. We love it so much that people call them twins and ask if they're twins all the time. So we're just like, where are the twins? Somebody had mentioned, I think Amanda Stribling had mentioned Blake Lockhart. Yeah, actually, he's great. I just came across him in Oral Fixation and started checking out, they do look like twins, don't they? And started checking out some of his books and some of the samples that he posted. I actually think he's great. I think he's got a sort of like a Zach Weber swooniness to him. I really do. So I asked him to audition, and he did an incredible audition. Oh my God, it was so good. I remember talking with Kim at Audibly Addicted, who just helps me with some of my casting. And she's like, where has he been? I'm like, I know, this is really, really good. So I actually have a small part for him in an upcoming book. So I'm really, really looking forward to hearing more of him and to sharing Blake Lockhart with all of you. So there you go. Who is my inspiration? Well, of course, the great love of my life, Mr. Blakely. How long have we been married now? Do you remember?
Long time.
Long, wonderful time. Is that what you meant to say?
That's always implied.
How many years?
32.
It's not. It's 23. He's very funny. Mr. Blakely makes me laugh. He's a good humor producer. So he's definitely my inspiration there. Somebody just asked a question about what Joe and Shane are doing, and that is a novella called Thirst Trap, and I will share soon where you will get to hear Thirst Trap. And then I think this question is going by, do I have any inspiration for people who are working on their first novel? Keep writing and edit ruthlessly. So there you go. And thank you for tuning in and making my first Instagram live fun, and I hope you enjoyed meeting the twins. And I will let you know probably later this week about this live that I'm going to do with a narrator. I wonder who it's going to be. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Okay, thank you all. I don't know how to turn this off, Mr. Blakely. Stop. Okay.